Hey guys, good evening. Welcome to my 4th Power Hour stream. It is super awesome to be able to hang out with you guys again. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't think it was a lot of fun. I love these Power Hour streams. So I thought it might be helpful and give you something to kind of look forward to, let you know what's going on today. If I put together a little sort of agenda for what I'm going to cover. Don't have to cover exactly this, but I thought it would be helpful to have it out. So we are going to start with an introduction and art nerd spotlight, and my art nerd spotlight is something new that I'm trying. I'm going to see how it goes. Then we're going to do a figure drawing warm-up together for 10 minutes. I'm going to pop the reference up on the screen. I'm going to pull out my sketchbook. I'm going to draw along. I encourage you guys to draw along with me. Then we're going to move into sketch requests. If 9 o'clock hits before we continue any further, I'm going to take a break to do my hourly for today, or for the 9 o'clock hour, since today is hourly comic day and I was participating along. Then I'm going to do a figure drawing workshop and a head drawing workshop. Since my last class, we kind of talked about that, but I didn't really feel like I covered it as well as I could have. So this is kind of an opportunity to kind of get back into it. If you guys have, hey Lindsay, how are you? If you guys have any requests, I think I have like 4 slated for this evening, but you can always send me more through the request form. And if there's ever anything you want to see me draw or demonstrate or, I don't know, play around with, let me know that as well. Hey, Skeleton Girl. Hey, Terry. Good evening, y'all. So I am going to, oh wait, I also wanted to try something new today. So it was recommended that I try playing some music during the stream, and that's going to help people know if the stream is timed out. So if you guys can't hear the music, but you can hear me talking, let me know, because I have it turned off so I can't hear it. But hopefully you guys can. So gonna get cracking, get rolling here. I want to first, there we go. I want to first take a moment to, if you guys are not familiar with my Patreon, this is how I do what I do. And I'm going to be revising my tiers in the near future to better reflect what I would like to offer. Today, my art nerds got a February exclusive wallpaper. And I'm showing you guys kind of a sneak peek because since I'm signed in, it's showing what my art nerds can see. So I share a lot of my making comics class materials with my art nerds, as well as stuff from the streams. And as I'm scrolling through, not as much art as I should be sharing. So I need to get better about popping my art here on Patreon. And if you guys are not familiar with my blog, this is kind of what started it all. And it is an art supply review and process and tutorial blog. And I have 2 series that I'm really proud of and that I work really hard on. Watercolor Basics, which, and this is the hub page that I'm bringing up, which is a really large series of watercolor demonstrations, tutorials, explanations, product lists, that sort of thing. I mean, it's, as I'm scrolling, like, does this ever end? And then my Intro to Common Craft series, which is a huge, I'd like to say it's pretty comprehensive intro to comics, intro to making comics series with tutorials, reviews, and process posts, all sort of designed to help get people making comics. So if you can't take a class or if you're having trouble finding comic making material, this could be a really great place for you, and that's at natosoup.blogspot.com. All right, so I want to do a couple of spotlights for 2 of my wonderful art nerds. I am going to start with Electric Abyss, aka Heidi Black. I have known Heidi for almost 10 years now, which is a crazy thought, and Heidi has taught me a lot of what I know about art, illustration, and comics. We met while at SCAD, and I feel like we both really grown up together, if that makes sense. Heidi does gorgeous illustration in watercolor, like this beautiful hand-lettered piece here, but also cut paper, like this gorgeous piece here, and this thing is huge. It's beautiful, as well as digital art. I'm trying to find one that I know is digital art really quickly. I think this one is, yeah. So Heidi does some really beautiful art, as well as comics. Heidi is working on Sons of Fire, which is a, I want to say, YA to late middle grade graphic novel about a superhero guy and his friend who is very, very normal. And you can check out some of the pages here on Heidi's site, or I think you can order the first volume over on Amazon. And here is Heidi's Instagram if you want to keep up with Heidi's beautiful art. Heidi's a huge fan of Voltron, so there's a lot of great Voltron content here if you are also a fan of Voltron. I believe Heidi has the opportunity to update their Instagram more often than they get to update their website. So this is a great way to keep up with their work. Then the other spotlight I want to give is to Kabocha. Kabocha is a comic artist and makes the webcomic Linked. And Linked is sort of a fantasy comic with a lot of magic involved. I wouldn't call it swords and sorcery, more like almost like a contemporary kind of magic, which I really like. That's more appealing to me than swords and sorcery. And the current chapter is really exciting. There's a lot of action going on, and it follows I don't want to say adventures because he's kind of an anti-hero, but it follows Fox, who is a bookish graduate student who's mostly just interested in tea and books, and his friend Aster, who is a magic user in a country where lots of people can use magic. It is not such an unusual thing. And Aster is slated to marry the prince of this particular kingdom, but Aster would rather go fight evil spirits. So I highly recommend you guys check out Linked. You can read it at linkedcomic.com. I've also pulled up Kabocha's DeviantArt, where she is much more active, and Kabocha makes these really, not only makes beautiful art, but makes these really amazing brush sets. You guys have probably seen them around on the internet. I mean, look at this gorgeous art. I love those neon colors. Let me see. There's the brush sets. And this is kind of how we became friends, because before I ever met Kabocha, I was using Kabocha's amazing brushes. So there are loads of awesome brush sets up here. Kabocha makes sets for Photoshop as well as Clip Studio Paint, and they are free to use, but please do read the terms of service. All right, so that brings us to our 10-minute figure study. You guys are welcome to draw along with me if you like. Yes. Are we having problems?
Just bump up the music like a notch or two. That's fine. And scroll down and make sure there's no other audio.
Is the music not working?
No, see those icons. Okay, you're good.
And I'm also going to use this as an opportunity to get caught back up with the chat, because I was so busy talking I didn't have a chance to read, and I want to make sure this is squared up for you guys. Oh, congrats, Indy! Congratulations on the new place. I was debating starting an hour earlier, but I put up a poll for my patrons, and 8 o'clock seems to be a good time for a lot of them still. Well, it's 9 for a lot of them, but 8 still seems to be good. The poll's still running, so if a majority of them says they would prefer 7, I'll move it to 7 instead.
Well, it's 9 for a lot of them, but 8 still
There shouldn't be. There shouldn't be another anything in this room playing any audio at all. Is it to the point where it's obnoxious? Should I just turn it off?
Anything in this room playing any audio at all.
Becca, do you have the stream open and playing on your computer? If so,
Oh, I wonder if that's... I mean, I have OBS. Oh, I do. Oh, yeah, that's true. Can I... Yeah, I'll just pause it. Thank you. Good job. Good troubleshooting. I'd forgotten that I'd opened that. I mostly just have it so I can make sure that the stream... that the stream is still running properly. I should have figured this one out a little bit better. Hey, are you saying I'm loud? Sir Joseph told me just before stream, and I asked him if he would say it on stream, and he refused. He's like, just announce it yourself. He told me I've hit a million views recently, which to me is a pretty big milestone. Oh no, I didn't think you were crazy. Weird audio stuff happens all the time. It was more, there's so many things that could be causing weird audio stuff that I wasn't sure if it was on my end or your end or like just weird reception or what. Sure, okay. I can try. Oh, I might end up ruining the ratio for this. All right, let's go, let's try it like that for a while and see if that helps. Oh, nice, May. That's exciting. What are you cosplaying as? Oh, how cute. Which one? Or as like an OC Pokemon trainer? I don't think I cut off the music. But it cut off. Okay, let me see what I can do about this. Oh, that's gonna be so cute. That's understandable. Let's try that spiral method for foreshortening. I'm not sure if it'll give me what I want, but I think it's probably just a variation of doing like cylinders for arms. Aw, thanks. I hope you have a good time at your first convention. I mean, I'm sorry, not necessarily your first convention, but first time cosplaying. I hope you have a good time, but I think you will. Everybody loves Pokemon, so it's hard to go wrong with being a trainer. Oh, I feel attacked. Joseph, why are you starting early tonight? So, dude, this is just one of, like, I don't know if y'all can see it, but, like, 4 Chrome tabs, and then I have 2 Opera tabs. Yeah, I have a lot of tabs open. So many tabs. But part of that is because before I start streaming, I like having all my reference and stuff open. No, it's tabs. Hey, 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 hey. Actually, I don't have anything I'd be ashamed to show you guys. Maybe just Croquis Cafe, and I'm not ashamed to show it. It's just that I'd have to like bump my age rating up. Yeah, that's awesome, Jen. I'm glad you stuck with it. This has been like, gosh, okay. So I got serious about learning and studying human anatomy when I was like 22, 23. And it was because the school I was going to didn't teach it at all. Like they just wanted you to look at a figure and then be able to draw that. They didn't teach any sort of system for understanding how those forms go together. So I ended up, and I'm going to talk about this later on tonight because I'm doing a couple of demonstrations on that. I ended up, I was a 4chan user at the time, and I was on the IC board, which was their drawing board, and they were always talking about like their advice for anyone whose art wasn't very good, and that was definitely my art, was to read Loomis. So Alex Hayes was hosting the Loomis books because they were out of print and it's like under Save Loomis, something like that. So I downloaded all of them because my library didn't have any of them, and I just kind of worked my way through his books, and I kind of struggled with it. Like it wasn't really making as much sense to me. So it wasn't until I read the Glenn Vilppu drawing manual, which I've mentioned on here a few times, that it started to click. So the way I draw people is kind of a combination of them. Yeah, I did get the 600-page sketchbook. I just haven't gotten around to doing the challenge. So, and this isn't like a call out or anything like that. I was watching Bailey J go through it a little bit. I have to watch Bailey J in small doses, and she was complaining that she wanted it all to be original ideas. She didn't want it to be anything really from reference because I guess that's too easy. Well, when I do the 600-page challenge, it's probably going to be all from reference, and I don't even care. Like when you're drawing from reference, when you're doing figure studies or you're drawing environments or whatever, that's all legitimate practice. It's all putting in time, learning how to be a better artist. It doesn't all have to come from your imagination. I respect that that's how she wanted to run her 600-page challenge. That's just not how I want to run it when I do it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with, you know, using that challenge to practice, you know, different figure studies and stuff. Well, there you go. Whatever it takes to get you drawing and painting, right? Okay, I think, has that been about 10 minutes? I think that's been about 10 minutes. All right. So, as I stepped up, I'm like above it now, and to me it looks wrong, but I keep looking at the ref. It looks weird. I think because I messed up on her head. That's okay. Next time I will do it better. All right, so that was the figure drawing warm-up. Next, I am doing sketch requests. And this is my sketch request form, so I'm just going to work from there. All right, so this is the one from last week. And I'm gonna go ahead and switch a couple of things. This is the one from last, I never learned, you gotta hold shift. This is the one from last week that I wasn't able to do last week because I didn't have access, and now I do. And I was really excited when I saw it because I don't necessarily get a lot of requests to draw pets. So it's something a little bit out of the ordinary for me. Is the owner of this beautiful beta, Adam, in the chat room this evening? Nice. Yeah, I remember that. I remember you were doing it. And I remember I liked what you were doing in it. But I'm glad you're doing it at your own pace now, because it seems like it can be really stressful. Yeah, it is. All right, we've got a space themed beta fish. I think the person requesting it is a patron, so I will do it anyway. Yeah, nice. I think I'll probably do it or start it after I finish painting this chapter of Kara, so that I can just, I don't know, try having 8 hours of sketching a day. That's probably a terrible idea. Hey Heidi, how are you? I did a patron spotlight for you, so hopefully everyone is looking at your art, consuming your art with their eyeballs. Also, you guys should go check out Terry's channel. Terry does amazing art and does some of the cutest anthro characters I've ever seen, so y'all should head on over there. She also has an Instagram where she shares all of her beautiful, delicious art, which I like to ogle with my eyeballs. I think, okay, like my first fish commission-esque thing, yes. But I drew, oh, I can show you guys. Give me a sec. I'll be your beebs. No, I'm gonna go. I think I draw a lot of fish when I think about it. So these are my mermaid, and I know I did a little spunky beta child. There we go. Yeah, that's my beta baby. Nope, no, this is a black molly. This is the beta baby, obviously. And I've also done beta mermaids. I did a male and a female dancing for when I did 31 Days Under the Waves a couple years ago. So I actually like drawing fish, or fish people, whichever you want to call it. I need to paint these. Nice, a good choice, Jen. A+ decision. I will say that art YouTube, and maybe Terry can back me up. Can back me up on this. Maybe not. It's kind of a hard grind. Like we watch a lot of LPers, people who play through video games, because I don't have time to play games anymore. And it's hard not to get envious of the fact that even some of the least popular LPers have more subs, have more views, make more money than some of the better art YouTubers. So, I mean, I think my advice for anybody who wants to start it is, you know, do stuff you enjoy at a pace or in a way that you enjoy doing it. Like, if you don't like doing tutorials, if you don't want to have to talk over your videos, do speed paints. Don't try to do stuff that other people are doing just because that's what's popular. I mean, it works for some people, but that's not been my experience. All right, we have one beautiful beta fish, I think, just about done. Like, I enjoy teaching, so I think I would be doing this in some capacity anyway. Terry, what's the formula? For reals though, is it like, I don't even know what the formula is. There you go. But I'm kind of curious what it is, just so that I can be like, nope, not doing it right. Oh, nice, Jen. And thank you, Poochie Tats. Oh, yes! Ha! See is in here. Sorry, was gloating. Well, I am happy to draw Adam for you. He's a beautiful baby. How old is he? Yeah, that's kind of what I thought it was. XYZ cheap challenge. And I mean, I don't know about how you feel about it, Terry, but I get so tired of them. Like, I'm tired of... Oh, I'm sorry, Tyra. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. All right, that's one beautiful baby down. Oh, is that what I'm missing out on? Okay, so I try to record Bowie because he's actually very cute. And, well, he's a handsome boy. Yeah, I gotcha. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll try to be chiller. I have no chill. No chill at all. Oh, what was I saying? Okay, all right, so it's a lot of like, this is my life as an artist. This is how I'm making lots of money. You should go buy from me. This is my enamel pin Kickstarter. You should give me your money. Okay, so we have Tin, and I think Tin is Zora's character. And Tin is so cute. I'm jelly that I didn't think of the concept myself. I love the idea. So I'm excited to be drawing Tin tonight. Well, then you should do that, Jen. Oh, I feel you with the salt. I've had to, I mean, part of me wanted to change how I was doing my reviews because I was just getting really salty. But like, even just kind of what I had thought was like a neutral review of a product that was really garbage, I would get so many people being like, you're just a hater. You don't even understand. It's like, honey, I paid for this. What can I do that's cute with Tin? So many people are making enamel pins. I don't know, y'all. I don't know the answer. I would like to do some myself though. I'm not gonna front. Milky Pop set. Hey, can you look up the Milky Pop set and send it to me on Discord, Joseph? I'm gonna look into that in a minute. Like, everybody's making them. That's why I couldn't guess. Oh, Kino Kitsune has feelings towards enamel pins. Y'all, so I've been watching Salty Crafter, but like you say already exists, but I was doing some salt reviews before Salty Crafter and people were nasty about it. So I admire her resolve to persistently and honestly review Crayola kits and tear them to shreds, because that kit's expensive. You should do it, Terry. I love enamel pins. Hey, can you grab my war jacket off the door, please? It's like all the way at the back. And then grab my painted Cyclops pin, please. It's in the bathroom. I think I'm gonna draw Tin holding a candy. Okay, so I will show you my really gross war jacket. And I need to put some more pins on it, actually. So that's side A. And that's side B. And then I have, Heidi sent me this. I need to put it on. And this one is very prone to falling off. And it kind of broke a little bit, so I want to fix it. And then I have a Cafe du Monde one. And a Kiki that always wants to fall off. And a Mocha Fest one. So like what I like to do for enamel pins is I don't order them online. Oh, nice. Thanks, Tyra. I don't like ordering them online. I like buying them from people at shows, or I buy them at events I'm doing. So, I mean, I did order this one online. It is a paint set, but most of these were either bought like directly from the artist at a show, these as well, or it's an anthology I've been in, or it's like my favorite ice cream place, or it's a show I've tabled at, or I got it from like the Gundam Cafe or the Ghibli Museum, or these were from doing 1001 Nights, or they're gifts. So like that's kind of, y'all, my war jacket is so gross, so gross. It has to be hand washed because it's got all these patches on it. It's super gross. My mom gives me a hard time every time I wear it. She's like, that's nasty. And then she'll like out me at con. She'll be like, how often do you even wash that thing? Like, shh, shh, like once a season, okay? Because I got to take all the pins off. But this is one of my most popular designs. And these are wooden pins that I paint with Poscas and then I seal them. And I really want to do these as either cut acrylic that's been filled or as enamel pins, because they're popular enough that I know that they'll sell. And I love cute Cyclops girls. I love cute monsters. So it's something that has significance to me. It's not just like, oh, I think this will sell. And there's nothing wrong with doing stuff because you think it'll sell. I've reviewed lots of Crayola stuff. I'm not just smacking on Crayola. I am a firm believer in like figuring out how to work with what you've got. Oh, I need to send it to you, Lindsay, and I'm like 99% sure that you've already sent me your email address, so I need to do that. I'm the worst at mailing. Every week y'all are going to hear me lament that. Because I am really, really bad at mailing stuff. Like, really bad. Right, yeah. Like, and I've seen people online, they'll just buy, like, a lot assortment of pins from eBay or from Etsy or at shows, and, like, that's fine. It's their stuff, so they have every right to do whatever they want with it. But if I do enamel pins, I'm probably only going to do a couple designs of like my very favorite things rather than like try to, like, I think some people, it's hard to remember to do it. But Kino Kitsune, tell us why you hate enamel pins if you wanna go into it. Take your moment, steal the rant light. So I've found, and this is like my official how to be a con artist stance. I've found that if I would buy it, if I make something and I think to myself, I would buy that, then there is going to be a market for it. I just have to find that market. So my whole guiding principle for making merch is like, would I spend money on that? Yeah, and there's some really crummy ones too. There's like some really poorly made enamel pins. I don't even think, I mean, this kind of enamel pin is really cheap, but they gave this away for free. It's not even like an enamel pin. It's just like a vinyl sticker on metal. It was free. But there's some really crummy quality ones that I don't think I have any of them to show you guys because I don't buy the crummy ones. But yeah, and then I'm seeing people charge like $10 each for the crummy ones, and I know it's like one something a unit, and it's like, okay, I get making back your initial investment, but I'm not going to spend $10 on a poorly made pin. Oh, it is a very short playlist. Thank you. Also, if you guys get tired of hearing It's like a 6-song playlist. If you guys get tired of hearing it, please let me know. I'm gonna add more to it. No, that's kind of where I lie too, Kino Kitsune. Hey, how are you, Dawn? Good evening? Yeah, that's right, we're in the same time zone. Good evening. Oh, we got a button fan in here. You're old school. Nothing wrong. I used to make a lot of buttons, so I'm not casting shade on buttons. Design is so cute. This is such a cute character. Oh man, I am not gonna say what I am for charms because that's a word I can't use on this channel, but I love charms. Joseph has to stop me from buying all of the charms. All of the charms. I have an Ida bag that is nothing but my stuff. That's cute, and then cute charms that I've bought. Oh, that's right, the MS Paint one is great, and it's huge. Hey Liz, how are you? Thanks, I can't take credit for it. This is Zora's character 10. Good. Getting ready for the weekend. I'm going to take the day off tomorrow. I hear Jerry's has a sale on paint. Like one of my friends gave me the lowdown because M grams, which normally goes for 13 tube, is 6 a tube. So kind of hoping I can make it out over there. Yep. That's why I put them in like the plastic part of the Ida bag, because if it falls, it's falling into the bag. I can find it. No, my Jerry's has a, you know, Kitsune's like, Jerry's has a sale. Mine does, but yours might too. I don't know if it's like a nationwide one. Yeah, you just have to like find where they're gonna be at. And there is definitely a market for religious art, for sure. Oh, I'm sorry you don't have a local one. Their website has some pretty good sales too, though. Not as good as like what they will sometimes just randomly have in person, but Kino Kitsune can tell you all about how good their online sales are. Also, I just also want to say that I really appreciate when you guys let me draw your characters because A, I love drawing people's characters and it's fun to be able to do that on stream. And I know there's like a little bit of like a moment of trust thing going on, so like I appreciate allowing me to play with your characters. To me, it's always like, and this might be a little weird, I'm sure nobody else feels as strongly, but it's like letting somebody else play with my dolls. Why would she go to Alaska? What would motivate her to go, and for how long? Oh, she is very southern, so I don't know that she'd go to Alaska of her own volition. What would probably happen is she would fall asleep in something that looked incredibly cozy, like someone packed up a package of vintage handkerchiefs to send to someone else, like through their Etsy shop or something. And she falls asleep and she gets shipped off to Alaska, and she has to figure out how to survive there. Yes, please pay the mortgage first, then you can buy paint. Oh, his joints are so cute. Sorry, exclaiming over someone else's baby. It's not even like the fear of like, oh, someone's gonna mess up my character. Cause like, I mean, yeah, that could happen, sure. But like, that's not the fear. It's more like someone's gonna see how ratty my Barbies look because I play with them too much, and they're gonna judge me. Like, that's why it's hard for me to let just anybody draw. I mean, everyone who has ever drawn my characters, with like literally 2 exceptions, so this is like about 100 people, they've all, like, I've loved what they've done. Yeah, that's what I mean, Terry. Like, the more I think about it, I'm like, And they're adults. Like, my fear with Kara is like, one day I'm gonna fall into like some horrible hell vortex where people have drawn not safe for work fan art of my underage character, and then I'm just gonna, like, my brain is gonna explode and I'm gonna go ballistic. I know I did, and it wasn't on purpose. It was on, it's on face rig. Can I get rid of this? No, I don't know. No, it won't work. Ah. Whatever, I'll fix it for next time. Terry, oh, if it's your characters, yeah, I'll look at it for sure. Ah, thank you, Indy. I'll get that in the mail then. Words. Like, okay, if you want to draw my adult characters in spicy situations, that's on you. I don't care. But if you want, I have like a really hard limit. Like, please don't ever draw my underage characters like that, ever. I might actually set the internet on fire if I ever saw that. It's like, nope, time to torch it. We're gonna just start again. I'm old enough that I was an adult when the new My Little Pony, well, there's like a new My Little Pony, but when Friendship is Magic came out, and it wasn't for me. Like, I'd like the original My Little Pony, but it wasn't for me, and that's okay, because, you know, not everything has to be for everyone. But like, I remember when it made the news that when kids would Google their favorite pony, porn was coming up, and that's kind of like, that was really kind of upsetting for me, because it's like, these kids should be able to Google. They're obviously using Safe Search, they're children, they're using their family computer, their parents have probably set it to Safe Search, and stuff is still coming up. Like, that's not right. I do, you know, Katsuni, that's what I want to do. We tried to do that today and we could not. I mean, look, if you're drawing, okay, first of all, I do not have a problem with smut. Second of all, I am an adult and what you draw in your sketchbook is your sketchbook. I'm all for it. I only have a problem when people are doing stuff with my characters that are underage, and that's not okay. Staring at Google with safe search off on certain terms is like staring directly into the sun. And that I feel my face and my innocence melting. Oh my gosh, that sounds so cozy. I would love to fall asleep on a pile of alpaca fur. All right, 10 is finished and they are such a cutie booty. Oh boy, yeah, for reals. Oh, sorry, I'm laughing at your last comment, Tyra. Yeah, those were dangerous days. All right, BRB, going to go sharpen my pencil, and then I'm gonna draw some Voltron. Say Voltron, but that's actually a lie. I'm gonna take a break because it's almost 9 to do an hourly comic, and then I'm gonna draw some Voltron. So it's about to get meta. Hi, Catherine. Nice, Casey. That's what I want y'all to be doing. That's like one of the best compliments I can get. It's like drawing along. Have a good evening, Liz. Also legit, I'm not all caught up on Voltron, so please no spoilers. I know dark days come, but I don't know exactly what, so don't tell me. And for my hourlies, I can show you guys in a minute. They are like really loose, garbagey, sketchy, because usually I'm working on other projects that take forever. So it's nice to do something like garbagey and fun every now and then. I sure am. Well, I mean, I have a sharpener at my desk. Let me show you. This is it, and I'm walking over to the trash can. I don't like powered sharpeners. They tend to eat pencils, and I like doodling with Prismacolors, which are notoriously bad for breaking. So the Kum sharpener, and it's KUM, and I have like a majillion of these. These are the best sharpeners I've ever used. And now I have to like forget that y'all are watching me do this because I'm gonna get self-conscious otherwise. But I've been watching, I guess watching is like the right word for it. I've been kind of seeing what other people have been posting for their hourlies today, and I really think I'm about to have opinions, y'all. I really think like a lot of people who are doing hourlies are like, that's all they're doing is they are making these really beautiful hourly strips of things that they probably did yesterday, but now they have time to draw it out. Because like if you look at some of them, they're so well done and they're just popped out super quick. Like it's just like, how are you both working, like doing whatever you get paid to do that day and producing hourlies? I don't know. And I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong necessarily with like doing journal comics that are polished. I just think that like, I don't know, like a lot of people I've seen online are also like, oh, I'm not gonna do hourly comic book day today, whatever, because like I don't really have the time to do all that. And like I respect that 100%, especially if what you're looking at is the really, really polished hourlies that people are doing, and you're like, well, I can't do that, so I guess I'm just not gonna do it today. So that's why I've kind of made it like a promise to myself that they're gonna be, my hourlies are going to be like sketchy and loose and just kind of fun and not like anything serious. Because like I'm not trying to get a job with these. I'm just participating in hourly comic day, and it's an opportunity for me to do something that isn't as tight as I usually have to do. And it's an opportunity, it's like permission to draw things fast and kind of loose and kind of garbagey, which is nice because I don't always give myself permission to work like that. So that's my story. I'm sticking to it. That's why my hourlies look like hot poo-poos. And I'm okay with that. And I hope that the fact that my hourlies look bad, someone else sees it and they're like, I could do better hourlies than that, and then they actually go and do better hourlies than that. Like I hope seeing me produce something like this makes you feel like you can do better, because you can. And I hope it means that you feel like participating next year, or not. Like most of my friends work day jobs, they don't have time for this. I don't blame them. Or they're not looking for any extra stress. I don't blame them. I respect that. I've done hourlies every year since I was in SCAD, so 2010, I want to say. No, it hasn't been that long. But like eventually I'm going to do like a mini that's just nothing but hourlies, and I'll title it something that is full of self-loathing and maybe a pun, because that's how we do. And I'm not reading the chat because I am, even though I'm talking to y'all, I'm pretending like I'm by myself right now so I can do this without getting like all weird and embarrassed at the quality of my art. The quality. But legit, I hope this inspires someone else to be like, hey, I could do that. Or, hey, I could do better than that. And those are my lights behind my desk that are supposed to light up things. Okay, what? Wait, when did I start doing this? When did I start doing, how quickly did I draw this? Awesome, fantastic, that's what I want. All right, that is done. If I'm still streaming at 10, please honk at me and let me know that it's time to do another hourly. It's time to take my pills and do another hourly. All right, it's time to draw Allura, everybody's favorite. And get caught up on chat. Do your hourly. No, I know you have a good reason for not doing hourlies, but you could do one. I'm a comics pusher, pushing comics all the time. Okay, I'm not talking about their art. I don't know if y'all can see it. Their art is great. This is what I mean by like not exciting enamel pins. You see how like the enamel has sunken in? That's the kind of enamel pins I'm not gonna buy when the enamel is sunken in like that. Those are usually the cheaper ones that cost like about $1 to make. Oh, everybody's drawing Allura as like Magical Girl and Sailor Scout, and I'm here for it. Wow, it's safe search on? Hey, Princess Pie, how are you? How do I want to? I'm gonna like take the Magical Girl theme and just continue it and like try to do like a combination of her lion uniform with like a Magical Girl theme or Magical Girl skirt. That's definitely sounding like my jam tonight. This one, yes. No, don't do this to me. Be small. No! Yes. Now I wish I had SenshiStock up so I could look up an awesome Sailor Scout pose. Whatever. Did you get any sort of resolution with that, Kino Kitsune? Also, that is a very valid hourly comic, and it would probably be pretty funny to see you standing out in the snow waiting for your mailman to come so you can give him an earful. Ooh. You'll just have to save all that vitriol for Monday. It won't be quite as hot then. Scathing hot. I do hope you get your ink though. Alright, so y'all saw all that drawing I just went through? I have finally warmed up now. I think it took an hour. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. It's also the pen. So what happened? You have news. What up? Unless it's Voltron spoilers, and then no. In the name of Altea, I shall punish you. Nice. Do you know how long you want it to be? Or I guess a better question should be, do you know is not, do you know what's your comic going to be about? That is a better question. Slipped into teacher mode there for a second.
You can set foobar to loop forever.
Oh, come over here and show me how to do it.
I don't know, it's been a while.
Oh, nice. Are you writing to your pen pal? Insert crochet pun here. Wow, I need to come up with a nickname for you. I need a crochet pun nickname for you. Too bad I have not crocheted in too long. Oh, I see it now. Well, I'm asking because I want you to tell me what it's going to be about, unless it's spoilers. Just kidding. Please tell me what it's going to be about. Okay. Gotcha. Well, that is exciting, and you are in super good company because you are surrounded by comic nerds. Okay, I think like maybe like a ponytail. Oh, I kind of wanted to draw her with her hair down, but I like the ponytail too. She's so cute. Sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Although, Heidi, if it's cool with you, I might make a mini print of her like this, because the thought of her as like a Sailor Scout is way too cute. Ooh, powerful demon and a human girl. Can their love transcend their differences? Ooh, then yes, it is time for you to do it. Oh, nice insert crochet pun here. Are you good at keeping up with the correspondence? That's always been like my downfall. Do any of you guys remember? I know some of you remember. Well, who am I even kidding? Do you guys who are old remember the days when you could download little it's like my face rig cat, but they were like little desktop buddies that if you poked them, they would do things? No, not Bonsai Buddy. I had the Gundam Wing Boys. No, don't be sorry. I'm glad you're back. How was Starbucks? Yes. Yes. Ugh, desktop boring. Would it chase your cursor? I think you're talking about Clippy, Joseph. Clippy was not your friend. It's like saying, my mom is my best friend. No, just kidding. It's legit to have your mom as your best friend. Your mom doesn't have your back. Then someone else should have your back. You need like an adopted mom. Oh no, that's boring. They were my favorites. Ooh, that sounds cool. Interesting to see what you do with it. All right, I have a bouzette left to do, and then I'm gonna cap it for requests tonight. Any requests that I haven't filled tonight, I'm gonna fill them next. Like I'll start the week off with them next week, if that makes sense. Like not the week, the thing, the stream thing, the words. All right, there we have Allura as a sailor Senshi. And I'm going to take a moment and actually it's fine that this is this big. Honestly, it might be smarter in the future if I move that up. Kneadable graphite. I feel like, what are they impermeating it in, like a gum eraser, something like that? I feel like that would get all over your hands. Oh, wait. Is it picking it up? Yes. It's not, it was sent to me, so it's not in the browser. Okay. That sounds interesting. You can, but it doesn't get all over your hands? Oh, bless you, Bowie. Yeah. Yeah, that would not work for me. All right, I'm gonna take a quick break and I'll be right back. I return like the phoenix, stronger and faster than ever. What? That is a crazy good deal, Lindsay. Okay, we have a bouzette. And I drew her a little high on the paper. I want to leave room for her crown. So I've got a piece of trace paper right here. with getting messy, like art supplies all over my hands, is that they end up all over everything else I'm doing that day. Like, I don't mind getting my hands stained with fountain pen ink because after I wash my hands, even if they're stained, it's not going to transfer. What do you mean with a massive desire for a character design? Like a big crush? What's going on? Tell me. Or just all about that boozette? That is bull, Kino Kitsune, because you're always telling me about Jerry's deals, and the only way you would know about some of those is if you check your email. Oh! I mean, I don't think your characters have same face, but I respect you as an artist, and I respect your discretion as an artist. So I'm not gonna like argue with you about it. I would be interested to see what direction you go with that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you have like a special Michael's Purgatory. That's a good idea. No, I'm sorry. I didn't actually mean what you were sending me was pervy. I'm sorry. I do know that for Bowsette and Bowsette and Boozette, there's a lot of not safe for work art also, but I think the designs are really cute. Oh, Becca. Okay, I was like, oh, Becca, you forgot to draw the thumbs. Way to go. But no, I did. It's on the other side. I was really hoping Nintendo was going to run more with that too. Peach is one of my favorite characters from Mario, like the Mario games. Like I really love Peach, and she gets a lot of flack. And I mean, like as a character, they haven't really, other than like, you know, if you look at like the world canon, I guess, like including like the tennis games and Mario Kart and stuff like that, you can kind of like infer some things about her personality, but they don't really do a lot with her other than Super Princess Peach, which was, I liked it, but it was also kind of a problematic game. So I like anything that involves Peach, and I wish we had more content with her. Especially content that kind of explores her personality a little bit better. Yeah, I know. Toadette is such a cute design. I kind of like it better than Peach's normal design. Like, I would love a Toadette game where we got to explore the world. She just looks like a cute country girl, you know? Yep. I thought I set it to loop. Yeah. It says it's playing. Of course. Oh, that would be me. Let's see. Video capture device is muted. Mic audio and desktop audio is also playing. I will fix it. I will try to fix it. Oh, it just wasn't playing for you. I stopped it for a moment and I restarted it.
Yeah, it's just quiet. I had it turned down.
Oh, did it have a lot of coffee and then very little real people food, but lots of cakes? Do we want to go fancy version or simple version? hey, Catherine. Good to see you. Well, you said you were going to curl up with a cup of hot cocoa. Maybe the warm milk's making you sleepy. We would need to thank Tenor for that suggestion. She recommended it during the Zen Pop unboxing. Wow. Woo! All right. No, I've seen it advertised. I've considered making an amino account, but I don't know that I ever did, or if I did, I never I never put anything on it. What are your experiences with it? Are you, I did meow, yeah. Streams are just shameful opportunities for me to embarrass myself. All right, so I have done the introduction in Art Nerd Spotlight, did a figure drawing warm-up, did as many sketch requests as I'm going to do tonight, and I will do the rest next stream. So next we have our figure drawing workshop. Oh, that's worth looking into then. I feel like my Instagram... Ah, well then I guess I do have an account that I never update. I am so sorry. So, I think the way I want to do this, give me a moment. That is not the way I want to do this. We'll move type message cat here. Let's see if I can. No, not quite. You can sit in the corner, cat. Okay, so I'm sure this is not new information for most of y'all. I'm sure y'all have seen this already. But I felt like I didn't really cover it in my class as well as I would have liked to. And I was kind of hoping some of them would have dropped in. In fact, if you were in my class and you are in the chat, please say hi. Please let me know you're here. Not everybody needs constructive human anatomy, but it is a system that I really like, and I talked about it last stream. So I'm just kind of going to go over the basics this time. We kind of started this stream with a figure drawing warm-up, so you guys saw me in action, but I wasn't, hey Hunter, how are you this evening? Wow, that's probably when I saw the ad for it, and then I did nothing with it. Oh my gosh! How dare! Ugh. So anyway, the very basics of this type of anatomy, it kind of rolls with, like, if you can draw a circle, a triangle, a square, a rectangle, and ellipse, you can learn how to draw just about anything. And I have a couple of videos where I explain that a little bit more, but this is nice because I can stop and answer questions. So if I were drawing a person, you guys have seen me draw people, I usually start with kind of a rectangular shape for the torso. If I'm drawing, that's kind of just like my default person shape. If I'm drawing a woman, I may bring in the waist and have the shoulders and the hips kind of roughly the same. It does vary from character to character. Not every person is built the same ever, and that's why it's nice to be able to work from reference. There's all different types of bodies, and they're all valid. This is just a mass simplification, a massive reduction. So for drawing men, it's very similar. We still have the rectangle. I will just frequently give them slightly broader shoulders. Again, it's all just kind of a simplification. So I will usually start any drawing with a line of action that kind of captures the gesture of the movement. I'm going to do a demonstration where there's just somebody kind of standing in a neutral pose. They don't draw men ever. I'm just bad at drawing men. That's my problem. So I start with a line of action, and then I draw in the torso, and then I block in the rib cage. And last week we talked about it like an egg shape, and I block in the pelvis, which I think I compare to like the axle on a car or wheels on a car. I place the neck hole, and it's usually a circle or an ellipse depending on what view we're looking at. And then I do kind of this little bow shape that connects the two shoulders. It's like the collarbone, but not really a one-to-one representation. So this, the way I'm showing you guys, this is what I've used for my comics. You can add more detail, you can be more accurate. I don't necessarily need all of the extra stuff for how I draw, so I don't always use it. And I loaned out two of my favorite anatomy books in class. I loaned out Andrew Loomis's Figure Drawing for All It's Worth and the Glenn Philpott Drawing Manual. Otherwise, I would just show you guys in the books what I like about it. I do have Jack Ham's Drawing the Head and Figure, and I will flip through that and show you some stuff. This is a great book. This is not necessarily an anatomy text on its own, but the way he shows you how to draw certain things is really, really good, and I'm excited about getting to work through it when I have time. So I'm kind of planning a workshop at some point in the nebulous future where it's called From Stick to Figure, and the whole premise is if you can draw a stick figure, you can draw people. And then I just block in the feet with little triangles and block in the hands with circles or like mitt kind of things. And then I block in the head with an oval. And that's just kind of like the basic way I draw people. Now, one of the exercises I found really helpful from Andrew Loomis's Figure Drawing for All It's Worth is his mannequin template, his skeleton template. This is like one of the introductory exercises, and it's just drawing this kind of basic skeleton in multiple different poses. And what I like about this is the proportions have already been figured out, so you really just focus on drawing the pose you see in this skeletal form and just practicing it over and over and over again, because a lot of drawing people is either you're drawing from reference or you're pulling from your memory of how people move and how people behave. So so this was really, really helpful for me when I was first learning how to draw people. and I think I've obviously kept some parts of it, like the rib cage is not exact, but it's similar. The way I include the pelvis is similar. The way I draw in the upper legs are similar. Would you drop a link to save Andrew Loomis? So once I have the skeletal form down, I pretty much just use cylinders to kind of flesh it out. And just a refresher, cylinder looks like this. When I'm drawing arms and legs, I will often taper it. And that just comes from having drawn from reference for so long. And the cylinders, a lot of basic how to draw people books will, and I hate how it looks. I hate how they do it. They will, it's like they're doing like oblong and then a ball, like a ball joint, and then another oblong, and then another ball joint, oblong, right? Like I'm sure you guys have seen what I'm talking about. And like some people do it like this and it works for them. But this method of drawing kept me from ever making any progress because I didn't really understand the forms of the body. So I couldn't draw people in different poses, in different dimensions, sort of thing. Can you do a test and see if Patreon's down? It could be your internet connection, but I don't actually know. Joseph's going to do a test to see if Patreon is just not loading this evening. Because sometimes they do site maintenance. Okay, so he had a problem too. It loaded and then it went away for him. So I think Patreon's having issues tonight. It's what are React errors? Like a, okay, so they're having maybe database. Okay, so Patreon's having problems tonight. Hey Madeline, how are you? I'm doing a more in-depth figure drawing demonstration. No problem, Lindsay. Thank you for trying. So going from like those oblong, ovally kind of things to thinking about it as cylinders. So like this is a cylinder, it's a three-dimensional shape. I can rotate it in space and we're still going to be drawing either circles or ellipses and two straight lines, like no matter how you rotate it. Thinking about the human body more in that way rather than in this, for me, very abstract kind of way was a huge leap forward. It was so helpful for me. So this is kind of just my basic, this is how Becca draws people. And I don't think I ever really talked about drawing people in profile or in other views. So I'm going to do a 3/4 view because of course it's YouTube. So I still have kind of a rectangular shape. And I go ahead and I add that third dimension. And that just sort of helps me visualize the pose, how it's turned in space a little bit better. And I'm going to try and rotate all of my forms to fit within that. So it means some are, well, all of them are going to be foreshortened to some degree, but some are going to appear much more different, appear differently than the straight on view. So I've also started to rotate the wedges that I draw for feet. I mean, so I'm gonna get to that, Jen. So the benefit of doing collaborations on YouTube is it helps both parties involved, that both parties have a channel with videos, because you can be like, hey, check out Jen Famous Art channel. Check out her art. I did a collab with her. You guys should click there. So my viewers will go and check your stuff out to see what that's about. And then on your end, you can say, oh, go check out Becca Hilburn's art. She's the other half of this collab. So you send your viewers over there as well. And drawing things as simplified forms, for me, it helps me be able to move and pose things without necessarily having reference. And I mean, drawing from reference is good. It can make you a stronger artist. It can make what you're drawing look more believable to those who are, you know, observing your art. But we don't always have that as an option. You know, if I'm at a show and I'm working on a commission and they want me to draw them in a certain pose, my phone can only have, you know, there's only so much screen real estate at a time that I can pull up. So, you know, it's more important to me to capture the likeness of their face than it is to Google their pose. So being able to like maintain that information in my head is really helpful. I am running out of sharp enough pencils. Surprise! Garbage! Okay, and then I'm gonna do a profile sketch. So in this view, the rectangle is almost entirely turned on its side, so we're only seeing a little bit of it. And I'm only showing you guys this as like a kind of an introduction, like to wet your whistle. I want you guys to look up the books that I mentioned and work from those, because I really, really recommend them. And I feel like they're going to cover this material so much better than I'm going to cover this material. But even though I spend a lot of time constructing these figures, it's much quicker for me than drawing something, it doesn't look right, erasing it. Drawing it again, it doesn't look right, erasing it. So to me, it's like a it's a front-end investment, sorry, that people don't always see, but it has really paid off for me because I'm faster, I can draw things more consistently. Before I had kind of a system for anatomy, you know, 1 out of 10 times I might draw someone the way I saw it in my head and the way I wanted it to turn out. Whereas with this, I would say 9 out of 10 times. I have to be having a bad day for it to really 100% not turn out the way I want. For sure, you can definitely draw realistic characters of your own creation. Or do you mean, are you having a hard time cartooning stuff? I will check that out after the stream, Tyra. So, regarding faces, I have a system for drawing heads and faces as well. And this is kind of a combination of Andrew Loomis, Bern Hogarth, and a teacher who taught at SCAD, Paul Hudson. And the way all of them do it is much more complicated what I'm showing you guys here. This is a very simplified version. And so what I have here is a printout of some head turnarounds that I did a while back. And I'm going to show you guys how I draw the head and how I kind of end up with this. So as you guys know, the head is kind of a sphere and then it's kind of elongated in the front. So I start with a circle and I go ahead and I subdivide it vertically and horizontally. And that's going to help me find the midpoint of my circle, and that's where I'm going to put my eyes. Now, our heads aren't perfectly round. They're kind of flattened off where the ears are. So if I'm drawing kids, I don't normally flatten it out that much because kids kind of have round heads. But for adults, especially men, I'll flatten that out. And then I kind of sketch in the bottom of the jaw. Now, if we're drawing this all the way through as like a three-dimensional object that we can hold, this would be the underside of the jaw, this would be the back part of the underside, and this is where the skull connects to the neck. Okay, so a realistic human face is 5 eye widths wide. But I have a really cartoony style and I draw really big eyes. So mine are really 4 eye widths wide. So I draw an eye in the middle of the face because your eyes are spaced 1 eye width apart. And then I place my eyes on either side. Now, halfway down from this eye line to the bottom of your chin is generally where your nose goes. I mean, different people have different facial features, but this is just kind of a generic rule of thumb. And then halfway between the bottom of the nose and your chin is generally, again, where your mouth goes. Your ears, to think about it, sorry. Your ears are from the tops of your eyebrows to the bottom of your nose. And there can be style variation. No, wait a minute. It's from the tops of your eyes, right? Now I'm going to have to look it up. Confused myself. Because they're looking kind of big. And I'm drawing them kind of sticky outy so you guys can see what I'm doing. And then I kind of draw these circles around the eyes, and that helps me place the eyebrows. Now, halfway from the middle of the face to the top of the head, that's going to be where your hairline generally starts. So just knowing about these proportions and where everything kind of lines up, it makes it easier to draw features in the future. Now, generally, noses are somewhat triangular. And that can be kind of a useful shorthand. That's the way a lot of people kind of caricature noses. And of course, our eyeballs are balls, but since I have kind of a cartoony style, I don't necessarily always think about them as three-dimensional objects the way I ought to. And there's a lot of information both online and definitely at your local library on how to draw a face realistically. I'm not really going to cover that here. That's not really my strong point. Nobody watches this channel for realistic drawings. yes, I need to do another hourly comic. Woo! And also give me kind of an opportunity to get caught back up with the chat and see what's going on. The later it gets, the more I turn into a pumpkin and can't manage to read and draw. I could. I'll do my hourly and read the chat and then decide from there if that's cool with everybody. Any advice for you as an artist? Let me get caught up. I have a hard time cartooning things. Okay, I feel like coming up with a cartoony style of your own can be a combination of emulating people who have art you like. So think about your favorite cartoons, your favorite comics, that sort of thing, and just practice drawing in their style. Draw characters that make up your own characters and draw in their style. Practice drawing their characters in their style, and try combining elements from different creators as well as things you've come up with when you're doing like studies and stuff. Because I'm sure having a style is really all about having a shorthand. It's how you do things quickly. Like, my art is, if I were gonna like boil down how I draw by who has influenced my work the most, it's gonna be Rumiko Takahashi, it's going to be Kyohiko Uzuma, it's going to be a lot of Studio Ghibli stuff, it's going to be Kondo's style of drawing, with, I mean, there's definitely some American influences, like I draw lips, very inspired by like Steven Universe, where they have really big lips, I like that. And I like the way like Kyohiko Uzuma, the guy who did Azumanga Daioh and is doing Yotsuba, I like how he has very cartoony faces and somewhat realistic, believable bodies. I also like artists who draw people who are more realistically proportioned. Like, real people are about 6 heads high. Superhero comics, fashion comics, those sort of things draw people like 9 to 10 heads high, I believe is the, no, 9 to 10 is fashion model. 7 to 8 is superhero proportions, something like that. I mean, you can look it up, you can look up the breakdowns. The people have posted about that online. They talk about that online. So just like start emulating the artists that you like and drawing along with how they're drawing. Wow, I don't even have this kind of a sketchbook. I have the top spiral bound ones. WinRAR is me. Doing another loose, rough, somewhat ugly, and that's okay by me, hourly, because today is hourly comic day and I enjoy participating, and I should have moved that pencil up. I mean, it's really ugly, but that's okay, because it being loose and rough and ugly is the way I'm able to do this and everything else going on in my life. And it's fun to do ugly things sometimes and not even care. Like, just be like, whatever, this is what I want to doodle. All right, that is my 10 o'clock power hour stream doodle. Now it is get caught up on the chat o'clock. Yeah, Jen, regarding is the stream going to stay viewable? Yeah, I'm going to leave it live. Midline, eye midline to top of ears. Yeah, some people have really big ears and then some people have small ears. The thing about this is it's all like a homogenization. So different ethnicities, there's going to be, you know, variable ways to draw lips and eyes and noses, obviously. And I'm not trying to negate any of that. The best way you can get better at that is by applying this sort of system and drawing from reference. And there's lots of nice, Humanae, HUMANAE.tumblr.com has a lot of really nice facial references from people from all over the world. And I used to love drawing from that, and I need to get back to doing it. Clothing fold and tips on drawing them. I would love to do that. I need to get better at how I draw folds because I am super not confident in how I draw folds. So that could be fun together. Maybe we can do a stream where I pull some up as reference and we all practice drawing different folds together. Let me know if that sounds awesome to you, because that would be a really good opportunity for me to practice and for you to hang out and practice too. And I love it when you guys say you're drawing along with me, because it's like we're hanging out and we're drawing, and that's what I want. Do I know when I will review the sumo grip eraser? If not, it's okay. No, I actually don't know. So I'm gonna be really, really real with you guys for a few minutes. Last week, Joseph did the math, and he told me that we were paying our video editor $750 a month to edit videos, and that my channel, between Google Ads and Amazon affiliate links only covers like 350 of that. So really we're spending 400 out of pocket. No, wait, huh? 150? I make 150 from Google Ads and Amazon affiliate links, and then I make another 150 from Patreon. I added those together, and I'm still paying 400 out of pocket to pay this person to edit video. And that was kind of a hard pill to swallow, because it's really depressing to realize you're paying someone more to edit your content than you get paid to make the content. So I decided what I wanted to do is I wanted to cut back on sending videos to him to edit, do more streams, do more stuff that I can edit myself, and learn how to edit, so that I'd like to get to the point where I'm not paying him to edit at all anymore. And it's just because that's not even counting like the money that I spend on recording equipment or on things to review. So I'd like to get back into the black. And I already own the sumo grip, so I need to just do it. And what I might do is I might just do one of the power hours where I just review all those pencils and stuff that I showed you guys, and like we just do it together, and y'all ask me questions and I just do it. And if that sounds good to you, let me know. I'm happy to do it like that. I'm still kind of playing around with format to try and find something that really works, because I feel like I never found what would work for my channel. And I've been doing this since 2015. So I should have figured it out, and I haven't. So the more feedback you can get me the better. Okay. Naomi said, already read that. Sorry, Naomi. Yeah, please submit that as a request if you're still here, Naomi. The reason I ask you to do that is because I have a terrible memory. That's going to help me remember. And then hardest part is making it look like the person and be recognizable. Yep. And the best way you can get better at that is just do it from reference and do it like practice. Think about what makes that person distinct. Think about the features on their face that stand out the most and make them them. Like I have a mole on the right side of my face, and it's right above my lip. So I should draw that. You know, like think about the things that make somebody's features theirs. Let's see. Yeah, it is getting kind of late. And is the Sakura Electric Eraser coming up? I was just gonna give it away. I hate that thing.
You have a video.
Do I? Of it?
Chris's disc.
Oh, it's probably about how much I hate it. That's fine. Maddie says, yes, that's exactly what I love about Rumiko Takahashi's style, is that it's very, very simple and very dynamic and very expressive. Yeah, she does only do a few expressions. I feel like her stuff got much stiffer after she finished Rama 1/2. Like, her stuff with Lum and her stuff with Rumik Theater and her stuff with Rama is looser and there's more variety of expressions. Oh, that's awesome, Lindsay. I'm so glad to hear it. Thank you. Hi, Lab Accident. Good evening. My goodness, you work late. Do a how to draw hair video. Yeah, I can definitely do a how to draw. I would love to do a how to draw hair video. There's so many different ways to draw hair. I'm happy to share how I do it. Again, send me a request. Let me know. You can do that in the clothing fold in the same form. It's just to help me stay organized. And thank you. I've been trying to grow the channel. I'll get there. I'll figure it out someday. I really am beginning, like I used to do a lot of reviews and I'm beginning to feel like everyone does reviews. So that's not even that difficult to do. Not that I'm slamming people who do reviews, but you know, that's not like a reason to come and watch my channel when you could get that elsewhere. So I kind of really want to return my focus to what I'm really passionate about, which is making comics and drawing and trying to help other people. And I know I'm not the best artist, but maybe that makes me really good at showing people how to do new things because like it's more accessible. When did I stop paying? I'm still in the process. Yeah, I want to take on more of the editing myself. Thank you, Catherine. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's such a nice compliment. Thank you. I want to see it. Have you posted it to Instagram? I may have missed it. Need to draw more expressions. There's like lots of really fun exercises for doing expressions. Like there's all these character expression memes that have been going around, and I love drawing my characters making those expressions. And I also like drawing my characters making expressions inspired by Kaomoji, K-A-O-M-O-J-I. It's like Japanese emoji, and they're still in like a text format. So I love interpreting them and then drawing my characters making those expressions. Oh man, closing. Ooh, that means you're like there at least an hour after everybody else has left. Do you remember? Send it again. Send it to becca.hilburn, Hillburn, @gmail.com. And that's not rude at all. Like I'm a disorganized mess. So you may have sent it and I may have missed it and I can double check, but sending it again never hurts, and that way we know that I got it. Yeah, and then Renee, which is like her newer manga, like I like the content of it more because it's not so much boy and girl bicker, but it's even more static. Oh, okay. Drop a link. I'll approve it so that everybody can see it. If you're comfortable, Catherine. I don't want to like bully you into something you're not comfortable with. It's almost as good as flipping tables, right? Okay. So, if you guys want, I can do a draw over of these turnarounds so you can see how different features look on this, or I can show you some of the goodies that I found in Jack Hant's drawing the head and figure, or we can do both. No, you're not rude at all. I appreciate that you're asking. No, like you don't flip tables like in anger, like bah, flip a table. Thank you. I'm gonna open it after the stream if that's cool with you. I just wanted to make sure that I had it. Probably. That sounds like it might be like a Scottish kind of sport. Yes, always more drawing. Okay, so I'm gonna doodle some heads looking in different directions. I am not like the best at that, okay? It's something I struggle with, but it's good practice, right? We're gonna practice together. So, and also it'll give me an opportunity to kind of demonstrate what I'm talking about. So what I really like about using kind of like, I call it like the sphere and spade method, but nobody seems to know what I'm talking about. So I need a better name for it, is that if you can rotate the sphere, it's going to make drawing the face a lot easier, especially the more you practice doing kind of constructive faces like this. And what I really recommend is you practice drawing these like the constructive form, the very basic form, from like reference, photo reference, or even, you know, referencing yourself in the mirror. And don't worry too much about the features, just worry about like copying the major forms of the face. And this circle around the eye to mark the eyebrow thing, that was something I picked up from Walt Stanchfield's Drawn to Life. So it's a series, it's 2 volumes, it's a series of lectures in like his lecture notes basically, from when he was teaching Disney animators how to draw. Because they will do like weekly lectures and weekly lessons on that, which I think is really cool. I love any company, any business that makes it a point to continue their employees' education. And I think we've really, as artists, we've like really been pushed away from that, because a lot of what we get paid to do is freelance, so they expect us to be awesome already. They don't want to pay to like help us develop necessarily. But like if you look at like the developer community, for example, they often, if they're like full-time employed, they'll get paid to go to conferences. So I'd like to see that change for artists. I would like us not to have to be amazing and perfect just to be worthy of any job at all. Okay, that is a big cranium. And y'all are about to see my weakness. Drawing the head from a full frontal view, looking down or looking up, is really hard for me. Another thing is the ears. When you're looking down, the ears appear to rise on the head. And now I'm going to do the bravest trick of all, because I'm really bad at it. I'm going to draw somebody looking up from a full frontal view, and I have to think about it because I need to think about it's very hard for me. I'm not good at it at all. But I actually like failing in front of you guys, because I don't know. I like seeing other artists like try and fail because it's like a reminder that everyone is learning and everyone is growing. See, that's a fail. That will not work. That is not good. Let me do another one. Draw a cube in perspective and set off. Oh, okay. Wait, let's try it like that. Because there's so many different methods to do these sort of things. Like every drawing book will have a different method, it seems like. And you know, that doesn't make any of them not valid. It just means you gotta find the one that works for you. So this is our face side. Now I'm gonna have to resort to what I know. So I'm gonna put a sphere in here. So sort of like that, or with the face fitting entirely into the cube. I mean, what I show you guys is just what works for me. So please find what works for you. Take whatever works and add it to whatever else you like from other people. It's all about finding something that helps you be the best artist you can be. Like that. Oh, thank you, Lindsay. I'll respond with my mailing address then. Fitting the face inside the cube. I'm not dismissing the value of it. Woo, lab! I can see the value in it. I would struggle with it because I'm going to end up drawing the sphere in the cube anyway. But I can see how it would be helpful for people. I'm going to try drawing a face looking up again because I like torturing myself. There is Proco and Schoolism. They both share tutorials pretty regularly. Alfonso Dunn has a YouTube channel which is very, very drawing focused. Jeremy also has a really good drawing YouTube channel. This is one I feel like to be the most successful. I really need to reference this. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. For sure. I think if you could send me a tutorial on it, I would understand what you're talking about a little bit better. I mean, you wouldn't necessarily see the entire underside of somebody's face anyway. I'm about to show you guys what I'm looking at. Okay, so she's looking up, and you see I did it way too extreme. So I'm going to try it again from reference. Okay. Can you see it now? Is that better? I hate drawing way over here though. It's murder on my back. I will. you only see a little bit of the underside of her chin. I'm just doing more faces from that face. If you don't use skills, you end up losing them. I'm gonna open it. Actually, I need to open two things on screen. Oh, this way I can actually look at y'all's art. I love it when y'all share your art with me. Oh. Man, that looks like a super nice nap. That's like exactly the kind of nap I want to take underneath a tree, and it looks like it might be fall outside. Ooh, that's looking good too. Night, Terry. Okay, guys, I think it is bedtime for me as well. So, if there is something you want to see me draw, whether it is a demonstration of like, let's draw folds together or whatever, let me know in the request form that Joseph's going to drop in a moment. Or if you want to see me draw your character or fan art for something you really enjoy, go ahead and fill out that request form. When Patreon is not being screwy, let's see if it's being screwy. It might be. Wow. I mean, I believed y'all earlier. I was thinking they'd fixed it by now. But no, it seems like it's being screwy. When Patreon is not being screwy, you can check out my Patreon at Patreon. Aha! There we go. Proof 503. Service unavailable. Thank you for joining me, Maddie. I appreciate it. And thank you for the good suggestions. Yes, Joseph is correct. To get priority access, join my Patreon. It is only $2 a month. And patrons get early access to videos. They get priority during streams. They also get stream shout outs. And you want to see how that might go down, you can check out the beginning of the stream here because I introduced a new feature. And I did a shout out to Kabocha and I did a shout out to Electric Abyss. Oh, awesome. I'm glad you were able to join us at all. I've been enjoying your art lab accident. Thank you for sharing your Instagram with me. And that goes for any of you guys. If you share a link to your Instagram, I am happy to follow it and cheer on your art adventures as well. What did I stream? Oh, yeah. Voigt. And oh, there was one more thing I wanted to do. Yeah, sure, Jen. I get you. There's one more thing I wanted to do, because I wanted to do this on stream. I wanted to do this with you guys. Don't know if you guys can see this. So I'm going to check OBS, and I'm going to switch it over just to that. Wow, it fits just right. Perfect. All right, so this is a watercolor spread that I've been working on. It's for a comic pitch, and I did it a few different ways, and this is the traditional media watercolor way. And I wanted to take it off the stretcher boards with you guys. I wanted to share that moment with you. It's one of my favorite, like, kind of aha kind of moments. You know, it's like a victory moment. And this was painted on Fabriano Studio, which is not necessarily my favorite paper to paint on, but it's good for really, really basic, simple sort of stuff. So that is what this is. And this is part of an ongoing comic pitch I've been working on, which it's a comic about Louisiana recipes. So Joseph and I are both from Louisiana. I'm from Luling, he's from Sanama, and the food there has been a huge part of both of our lives. And you know, living in Nashville now and having lived in Savannah, Georgia, I can say that even if you're in the South, Southern cooking isn't Louisiana cooking. And most people who cook Louisiana food outside of Louisiana don't know what they're doing. So I wanted to do a cookbook where we shared some of my favorite recipes, some of my favorite foods with people who live in other states so they can try cooking some things at home. And this is just a really simple recipe for cooking rice in a pot, which isn't, I know it's not complicated, but this is a cookbook aimed at kids to cook with a parent or with a guardian, an older sibling, something like that. And in this iteration, because this might change, it has Naomi and Kara from my comic 7-inch Kara. They've just been kind of repurposed as a kitchen sprite and a teenage girl who's sharing her cultural foods with said kitchen sprite. And it's just supposed to be kind of a cute, sweet recipe comic that kids can cook along with. That's one page. Doesn't it look better without the blue tape? So I take pictures of my progress and I share them to my Instagram stories, and the blue tape really screws with my camera and my pictures never look very good. So I'm always happy to take the blue tape off because it really makes a big difference with how anyone perceives the art. Oh man, I'm missing gumbo so bad, and it's king cake season right now because it's Mardi Gras. So I can't get king cake here. And I am missing it like crazy to the point where I might make some myself. I've even tried having king cake shipped to me because when I was at SCAD, I was going to bring king cakes in, and I had them send me 3 king cakes, which cost a princely sum of $90, which is ridiculous. And they were stolen. Like, they were never delivered. What secrets are you tattling? That's cute. I should draw that. My painting's running around, so I gotta trap them. Get them on lockdown. That's right, it's going right on the floor. And then I'll throw it away later. But I'm like tied to the computer right now. So. And that's it. That's the spread. I'm going to scan it. I'm going to color correct it. I'm going to letter it. And then I'm going to send it off. And hopefully they like it. So I'm really glad I was able to share that with you guys. Ah! As I hit the camera. So this evening, we did so many things. We did so much, y'all. We did the introduction and the art nerd spotlight. We did a figure drawing warm-up for 10 minutes. Let me know how you like that. Let me know if that was useful for you, if that's something you want to see in future streams. We did so many sketch requests. I'm gonna show those to you guys in a minute. We did a figure drawing workshop, which I still feel kind of ambivalent about. So if you want more figure drawing information, this channel is a great place for you. I have a lot of videos on that, and I have more videos coming out. So please, if you have figure drawing questions, let me know. Maybe I can answer them, but maybe I can point you in the right direction. And we also did a head drawing workshop, which makes me want to kind of start with warming up with like, okay, we do a figure drawing warm up and then we do a head drawing warm up. Let me know if that's something that sounds good to you. I love this idea of us drawing and growing together, that this power hour is an opportunity for all of us to improve. That's a really charming idea, and that's something that I wanna keep doing. During the stream, I also did 2 hourly comic sketches, and they're rough, they're ugly, but they're done, and that's what's important. This is our figure drawing sketch, our warm-up together. This is Lindsay's beautiful beta baby, B-A-E, beta baby, Adam. This is Zora's adorable tin, who I should have drawn the key on his back, so I need to go back and do that later on. This is Allura as a Sailor Scout for Heidi. And this is Bouzette for Tyra. So thank you guys for allowing me to draw your faves and your characters and your pets. I always appreciate the trust you put in me. This is a very basic introduction for how I handle human anatomy. Here are some variations on torsos. There are a load. There's so many different ways to draw people, and there's so many different types of body types. This is not the end-all be-all. Do not take this as the end-all be-all. Do your research and reference. Then this is that same figure drawn in a 3/4 view and a profile view, just to kind of show how things change a little bit. Then we talked about drawing the head. And my wonderful art nerds over on Patreon have access to this document. They can print it out, they can practice. And if you guys want to see me do a draw over with this where I place the features, let me know that as well. I attempted to draw the head in a box, which is not for me, but it is probably for someone out there. We talked about a basic face, basic proportions of a face, basic landmarks of the face. And then we noodled around with drawing a very, very sketchy, cartoony face from different angles by rotating our ball. Then I drew a face from an angle that's always challenging for me from reference. And I think that is about it. I think that's everything. I'm gonna get caught up on the chat, but I will go ahead and say my goodbyes to those of you who are ready to hit the hay, ready to call it a day. And thank you guys so much for joining me. It was a real pleasure. I really enjoy these streams, and I look forward to seeing you guys again next week. Same power time, same power hour. You're very welcome, Lindsay. Thank you for allowing me to draw him. Oh, thank you, Lindsay. I will continue to share my art to my stories. I always wonder if people even see them. The analytics say people see them, but you know how that is. Yeah, stretcher board would be plastic gator board, corrugated plastic chloroplast, and yeah, political signs. So your season for picking some up for cheap is coming up soon, I believe. It is a lot of tape. I use all that blue tape because it holds my paper taut even when it is soaking wet. So I go through a lot of tape, but it works well for me. Yeah, Maddie, when I'm painting Cara pages, I usually paint on Canson Montval as well. It's pretty good for a cellulose paper. I don't like how it takes, I don't think it takes ink as well as the Fabriano, which is why I use the Fabriano for the spread I just showed you guys. that was an ink spread. My Cara pages are usually pencil and then watercolor. Ooh, Katrina was 10 years ago. We've recovered. People don't have blue tarps on their roofs from Katrina anymore. Have I tried cotton paper from AliExpress? Maddie, no, I have not. If you can send me a link, either through the request form or in this chat, I can take a look at it. I'm kind of iffy about like Arteza or Mozart or Wish or AliExpress watercolor paper. Just because most of the products I've gotten from there turned out to be knockoffs and are not built to, okay, so I'm probably gonna get flagged for showing you guys this. This is a knockoff Body Coon figure that I got from Wish, and I even did like an unboxing video of it, and it works kinda. It's not as flexible as the real thing. It doesn't hold a pose as well. Sometimes it will drop limbs. So like that's what I mean by like I'm kind of hesitant to try cotton rag watercolor paper from there, because if I get sent a knockoff, like who knows what I'm getting. Maybe they're just gonna send me toilet paper. Cottony soft, right? It's the same thing. So like if y'all really want to see me review it, I'm open to that idea, but it's not necessarily something that I would trust to pick out on my own. Oh, did I missed a lot. And thank you, Heidi. When I scan it, it's gonna look so much better because this camera is blowing out colors. Like, Heidi knows what this looks like in real life. We're gonna use this as a reference. This is not accurate. It's kind of sepia toned. Wait, did Zaps really sell to Utz? I mean, that's not the worst merger in the world because Utz is kind of small too. It's like when 7-Up and Dr. Pepper decided to merge forces. I was excited because it meant better distribution for both. I could be okay. Still can't buy it here. Utz is a small business too, though, or it used to be. Oh man, Jen. I mean, I still get a little nervous streaming. But it's been a really good thing for me. It's been really positive. Getting to hang out with you guys and talk to you guys and draw for y'all has been really nice. So it's definitely one of those, like, take the plunge and see if it works for you. Like Kino Kitsune will vouch that I have tried live streaming like 16 different times and it never really stuck for me. And I think this time it's going to stick. And again, part of that is because of what I'd mentioned earlier. I just have a good reason to move away from pre-recorded videos. So this allows me to still do something I enjoy doing, and I can afford to do it. Have a good night, lab accident. And no problem, Lindsay. And I will tell Joseph, if you didn't read it, that Lindsay said thank you, and I need to send out your stuff. So one review said it's sort of good. Link me? Ah, thank you. And link the review too if you don't mind. Mostly because I want to see what they're doing with it. Because I have a feeling it might end up being like a cold press kind of paper. And if that's the case, I'm not super excited about cold press. Because I have a lot of cold press. Oh, thank you, Maddie. I try. It makes me happy to feel like what I have learned and what I've experienced can help other people. And thank you, Indy. Goat mannequins for drawing goats. I've seen horse mannequins for drawing horses, but not goats. I mean, it's not quite the same. But you could get one of like the really nice plastic or resin goat figurines and use that. but I know it's not quite the same. Lots of people draw goats, Joseph. God, get on the program. Goats are really cute. All right. I will say goodnight then. Have a good evening, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're looking for more art educational content, you can go to natosoup.blogspot.com, read my watercolor basics series or my intro to comic craft series. And if you ever have any questions, you can either fill out the request form or email me or just ask in stream. So I hope you guys have a great evening. Bye, guys.